All right. Good morning, everyone. Brad Roltgen here with the Fresno Bitcoin and Cryptocurrency Investors Meetup Group. Today we're looking at a channel revenue token, which was something new to me a few months ago, and thought I wanted to kind of share it and get some feedback and see what you guys think on it. And hopefully we have some other great ways of making money that we'll share with each other and kind of bring to the table. So we'll get started with this one and kind of go from there. So a friend of mine brought this to my attention, was probably back in May, June, something like that. And he said, "Hey, Brad, I'm following this guy this finance guy on YouTube, and he's going to launch something. And this guy, he's not a crypto guy. He's dabbled here and there, but definitely not a crypto guy. And that's why he kind of called me and said, "Hey, um, this guy is going to do something here on next Tuesday or whatever day it was, and I think it's going to be something with crypto. So I want you to be there to help me out when it launches." So I said, "Okay, I'm game. We'll see what's going on." So it turned out he was the first creator on this Gigastar market. And this is the homepage. I'm not going to bore you and read through everything with, you guys can do that. We can do that anytime. I just want to kind of cut to the chase and so show you what I've done so far. So, basically it's for creators, YouTubers and, Instagram, whatever, and then their fans. So the idea is you've got somebody that's got a million fans and, you know, they theoretically should be making money on every video, that kind of thing. And so the fans of his or us that really don't care what they're doing, we just want to make a few bucks, we can buy into a percentage of their revenue stream. So, and we'll see it here in a second, they're selling off, 10%, 20% of the revenue stream for upfront money now in exchange for, we get funding going each month type of thing. So they call each opportunity from each creator, they call it a drop. So can you guys see this okay? Explore drops up here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna click on that. Let me get my little, so many things going on the screen here. And it's kind of in reverse order here. So I'm going to go down to the first one here, was this clear value tax channel drop LLC. And what they actually do is they create an LLC for each of these, and the LLC is kind of the business entity that kind of handles this. So his funding goal was $60,000 to raise that much. And you can see all of these are closed, closed, that kind of thing. And here's a second one from Clearview, and we'll get to that in a second. So take a look here. And so this is the guy, and it was kind of funny when my friend showed me his channel, because I had seen this guy back when COVID started. For some reason, he was showing up in my YouTube feed with talking about PPP loans and this kind of thing. So I actually had seen him and, heard him or whatever. It's kind of he's a CPA, it was kind of a dry topic or whatever, but he seemed to have at least a following and that kind of thing. So here's kind of his little blurb of, what's going on. So the gist of it, he's offering 2,500 tokens, 10% of the channel revenue for $60,000. So we would think that 100% of the revenue would be worth 600,000, and he's selling off, 10% of that. And he did it in 3 tiers. You'll see here. Depending how much you want to kick in. So for 15 bucks, you get, a quarter of a tenth or a
Right.
hundredth of a token, 100% kind of thing. And then you can get into Discord channel. You get into this one, you get a mouse pad plus the other stuff. And this one, you actually get a handwritten note from him. So, obviously you want to do that one to get that handwritten note. Yeah. So any questions so far? Does that kind of make sense what we're seeing? You guys kind of
Is
go
is
ahead.
the revenue generated also through the same platform, or is it through all their platforms everywhere? You know what I mean? That's what I'm curious.
Um, I believe everything has just been through their YouTube platform. Some of these other ones talked about their Instagram channel and followers, that kind of thing. And I'm not sure how they're monetizing on Instagram and all. I know they're, people get paid millions of dollars for one post or something like that have the huge followings. But this is just based on YouTube, as far as I know at this point.
Just 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 at the platinum level there. So you said it was a 60,000 that's what he's offering a return that he's offering a stake. That's 0.01%. So I mean return is like,
Yeah, hey Scott, you're cutting out on us real bad.
I think he was just saying trying
okay.
to calculate the return for the investment. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
what's
I
going
was
to be
kind
the
of looking
return?
at this platinum one. Can you hear me better?
It's a little better.
Weird.
Yeah.
So I was just looking at that. It looks like 10%. Now, is that on an annualized basis? Is this perpetual? And that's an annualized return? Do we know anything like that?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure on that. He's got documentation up here. All these offerings. It's and this platform is super legit, where you've got to upload a driver's license, and they've got all these offering statements and things. So this isn't one of those fly by night things that probably most of us have seen. This is very uh, it appears to be legit. I looked into a few of the things, and the hoops they make you jump through and that kind of deal. Yeah. So here we go. This guy asked, how much revenue does the channel currently generate? Where can I find this information? It's listed in the Form C. For the past year, basically approximately 568,000. Okay, this is the channel's portion, not the gross. Okay, so that's what the channel received, as opposed to YouTube made more money. I understand. In other words, after YouTube share. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what happened was is this guy launched this thing. I don't know, it was 10 o'clock in the morning or that kind of thing. And it was like, okay, you've got to set up a Matic wallet and pay with Matic and all this kind of stuff. And that's where my friend was like, this is what I thought was going to happen. And, we were scrambling to do all this on time, because, they only offered 50 of this top one, 250 of this one, and, a little over 2,000 on this one. And so we were just scrambling, and we could see the numbers going down. But, like any of these new launches, the whole platform kind of crashed or imploded a little bit and that kind of thing. And they didn't understand. Oh yeah, I guess it was back in April we did that. And so we couldn't do it. I was like, hey, I gotta go. I can't spend 4 hours with you today doing this. So we tried whatever we could. He tried, then I tried, and we're uploading driver's licenses and all that kind of stuff. So later that night, I kept trying, and I think I was shooting for this $60 one right away, but then it sold out. And so I ended up getting into this $15 one, and there's like a $5 platform fee or something like that. And I'm like, okay, at least I got into it, and I'll, for 15, 20 bucks, we'll see what happens. So that's kind of what happened by the end of the day or the next day. And they have these set up where I think the offering is open maybe 4 or 5 days, but all the ones I've seen so far, and we'll go back to those in a second, have sold out, well before that type of thing. And then this one even got oversubscribed. And so they came back and I guess let a few more people in, or I don't remember what it was, but I got in, and my friend didn't. He kind of gave up, and even though it was kind of his thing or whatever. So let me go back. Oh, let's see. Yeah. So let's look at these numbers here real quick. And remember, so for 15 bucks, we got the 0.0025, 60, 0.01, diamond 0.04. So let's go back to the drops. And when he came back and did another one and said, I mean, max offering is going to be 720. And now to get that same 0.25 instead of, or 0.0025, instead of 15, it's 90 bucks. So I don't know if he's like, hey, this is a good deal, or, you know, these people want in, so I'm going to raise the price. And so I did this one. I'm like, well, heck, I don't want to pay 90 bucks for something I just paid 15 bucks for. So I didn't even do any of these. And I think, yeah, this one was going to be 20%. So he was had more offering. So here he had 160 instead of 50. This one was a little more. This one wasn't that much more on the cheaper one. So on that one, so let me go over to my portfolio, and this is like my back end to show what what I've been earning. So the CT is the clear tax guy, and so right off the bat, so my purchase price was 15 bucks, and I got a dollar 26, then 84 cents, 86 cents. I'm like, well, heck, I'm going to be, you know, in the black here, like in 10 months or something like that. So I thought that was pretty good, pretty good return that first month off that investment. Then I did this next one that was this Schlove family, was the second one that they offered. And I finally just got the first payment. I'm not sure when that one launched, but that one, oh yeah, here, June. So it was like 2 months later. And that one was $43. And so far I've got 62 cents so far. And then these other two guys launch. Oh yeah, their token mint date was in July. And I bought, yeah, for 31. My theory was I didn't know how many of these were going to come out. And my theory was I'll just, throw 20, 30, 50 bucks, 60 bucks on this one at each one and kind of see what happens. As far as that goes. Let me go back to the offerings. We'll look at the Schlove family. So these are kind of just a bunch of kids, and I went and looked at some of their videos, and I'm like, really? This is more like family drama as opposed to the first guy was offering, financial advice and that kind of thing. But they had, where we are here, yeah, 1.34 million subscribers, videos, and they did mention that they had a bigger offering or bigger following on Instagram, but since they got into this, they're going to ramp up on YouTube, type of thing. And similar thing here, 43, you get this much, blah 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 blah, and all that. Oh, and here's an AMA group. And then when these so the first one I had to fund with Matic. Everyone since then, there was an I don't know if there's been a crypto option to actually pay in, to buy into it. But I ended up just using a debit card because I think that was the only option. They had I think a wire transfer, but I'm like, I'm not going to mess with a wire transfer for 50 or 60 bucks. But then the payments you receive on, in your Matic wallet in USDC. And so once you are in, the offering is closed, and everybody's in, then there's a place to go in with your, your MetaMask wallet and just basically link your account to that wallet. And that's what I've done. And then I've gotten those USDC funds in my wallet each time. So that's how they're paying out for all of them. Yeah. David, you probably got a good question there. Look like you were deep in thought. What do you think?
I'm just curious, like, how does the platform hold them accountable? They're like, you know what I mean? Like, do they hold some of the funds in like a escrow account and pay them out over time, or is like what's to stop someone from like taking a bunch of money and then like barely paying anything back?
Yeah, well, they set up they have to set up this LLC, and the LLC is what's actually buying the 10%, 20% of the revenue. But how all that's controlled and who's doing that, I couldn't tell you. Let me see this offering statement if there's anything we can get out of here.
Yeah, it's probably in the rules, but like, yeah, how enforceable is it? You know what I mean? It's a
Right,
question.
right. That's
If they
yeah,
were to hold like, let's say they hypothetically they could hold 50% of the funds in escrow until you pay out a certain amount and then release more, give them some sort of incentive to actually pay out, faster than just kind of like, oh yeah, it's whenever you feel like it. Because that guy took you 2 months to pay you a small fraction of the profits or whatever, and he should be getting paid. I don't know how often YouTube pays. I'm guessing monthly or maybe
right,
weekly. Who knows?
right. Well, no, it's been monthly, and it just took there was it took a while for the whole offering to close, and
Okay.
that's why there
Okay.
was the delay. So I don't know if you can see. So yeah, so this one was purchased in April, and then the first one I got was in June. This one I purchased in June. The first one in October or August. So I think that's kind of their standard delay, and I think part of it too is they're set up to have the whole offering take a little longer, and the fact that it sells out in 2 or 3 days, and then you're like, okay, we're waiting for
For the offering
whatever.
period to end. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't worry about that. I mean, the feeling that I got with the amount of hoops that I had to jump through with this was that this is, fairly legit, compared to some things. I mean, we've seen some crazy things. So this, I'm just the amount of paperwork and, mumbo jumbo, that kind of thing. And, these are all SEC kind of paperwork, kind of thing here. This Form C, can I make this bigger? Here we go. There we go. Yeah, so whoever, yeah. So, but you're right. Yeah, anybody can, yeah, kind of do anything these days with all the paperwork we've seen. Obviously, that happened, or happened in the past. Um, and so I don't know. The process is, the first of the month they get, $100,000 from YouTube, and then they put, buy the tokens and then distribute the tokens a week later. I'm not sure. For 15, 20 20, $50. I wasn't really too concerned about it. I was like, hey, this is a new thing. Let me try it and see what happens.
Yeah. Maybe they have to like prove their income, like submit, some kind of YouTube, statements or something to
Well,
prove their income.
I'm sure before these Gigastar people, get involved with anybody, they're doing all that due diligence type of thing.
Yeah.
So here you've got to apply for a drop, and let's see, where's the listing requirements? Yeah, minimum channel threshold, 12 months minimum annual. Oh yes, that's pretty small. 25,000. They do an interview, verification, bad actor check. um, yeah, an integrity check. Pursuant gigacities required to form a reasonable basis for believing, just seeking, listen, offering. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah. They do have
they,
thresholds there that you have to prove. So that someone is actually making money. But yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, and I can't imagine if, I mean, these guys are talking like 1 million subscribers when they were talking the minimum of 25,000. It's like, how much money? Yeah, 30,000 minimum annual. That's, I mean, that was like 5% of that first guy's. So that's I mean, I wouldn't want to do one this small because how much are you going to get, kind of thing. But they've only
Yeah.
offered the 4 so far. So let's go back at those drops and see this next one just to get an idea what they did. So then that one, and then this next guy, this guy's another finance guy. Oh, so he's doing 25%. And yeah, so his numbers are kind of similar. So just over 2,000 there, 160 here. And I haven't even bothered going to like their Discord channels or whatever. Let's see, where does he? Oh, he only has 600,000 subscribers, but look how many uploads he has. Because I think that first guy only had like 150. So he's a financial planner, and he's been doing his channel since 2015. So that's pretty legit. Yeah. And then this last guy, Stockmo. He's doing a little more. Oh no, for this cheap one, he didn't have that many compared to the other ones. And he's been around 2014, 600,000 subscribers, 2,000. So yeah, they're doing their thing. I have won 2 national championships and 15 state championships with my student when it comes to investing. Was a licensed stockbroker and financial. I don't know what kind of is there a financial
There
national
are
championship?
there's stock trading competitions. There's like it's paper trading where they
Okay.
give like students a certain budget and then they like can trade throughout the school year and then you kind of compete nationally.
Okay, so maybe he did that.
Actually, we need a lot more of that, honestly.
Yeah, to have that in high schools and stuff would be ideal. So yeah, maybe that was something he did in his earlier days on that. Yeah. So anyways, you basically buy in with a debit or credit card, and then you get paid out in USDC in your Matic wallet type of thing. So that's kind of the gist of it. Gabe, were you still there? I know I kind of lost you earlier before we started the call. What do you think of this?
Yeah, looks somewhat promising. Just gonna have to really look into it. So, what's the? Is it going to be beneficial in the long run? Because I know the profits are a little small, but you have to put in more to make up for more profits.
Well, yeah, and if you would have, and where the per token comes into play, I'm not quite. Oh, actually, let me try to pull that up. We can look at my Matic.
Well, each one of those things is like a token, right? The gold token, platinum token, diamond token. So each one of those you buy is a token.
Yeah, let me pull up my wallet so we can see how those show up. Give me a second. Keep going, Gabe. Did you? I mean, I was more interested in it from the concept of being able to buy into the the revenue of these YouTubers, kind of like it's like a different place to invest, so to speak.
It's like isn't it supposed to be like perpetual, right? It's not supposed to have an end date.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So, they sold off 10% of their revenue. And if in 5 years their revenue is 4x what it is today, that's when we're really looking good type of thing. And I think part of it is like, hey, you got these people that are literally invested in your channel. And so hopefully they'll go out and, and pimp it and that kind of stuff and get, so then you end up getting more followers and bigger.
So the only thing you're risking is like, what if they just stop creating content? You know what I mean? Or I wonder if there's some kind of clause for like, you're not allowed to basically start up a new channel and like stop your current channel, something like that.
Right. Just
they
to
sell
bail
off
out
a
of
big
it.
chunk of the revenue and then they just start a new channel. I mean, I'm worried if there's protections for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that. But let me look at my wallet here.
Wouldn't that be that bad actor clause?
Sounds like
Maybe.
it. Yeah. Okay, so here's my other tokens here. So I have a Clearview. This was the first one, I think, or did I? Because I don't. Oh yeah, I never did the second one. That one, yeah. So I got the Clearview. This was my Gigastar KYC. So when I somehow my KYC is tied in with one of their tokens, and then there's that family. This is my token for that. That's something different. The stock
Are the
guy and the
are the
Shlove.
tokens NFTs basically?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're NFTs. So let's see if we can look at that one. So
You can see how many
transaction
people
guy.
bought it. 78 addresses.
Yeah, which that seems a little low, unless
Or one person can own a bunch, though. You know what I mean? Like one person can own like 10 of them or 20 of them, right?
that's true. Yeah, as long as they're using the same wallet address, which they would have to, because the wallet address is tied to your Gigastar account. That's why I got that KYC token to kind of, keep that tied together.
Yeah, those unique owners are just what that's telling you is people wanted to invest more heavily is all. They're weighting their average.
Yeah. So let's see on the Clearview,
That's
432.
when you're looking at projects, unique holders is a really good measure of the amount of people interested in a project. So that's a metric that you should be looking at if you're doing something like NFTs or newer cryptos. Like how many people are involved? Because there might be a lot of tokens and the value might be moving, but there might be only 15 owners.
Right. And they're pushing the market or trying to manipulate it.
Yeah, exactly. They're playing games. But more owners means there's more diversity, but fewer owners in a project like this where there's a return that you can see means those people had to buy more. If it's sold out, it's sold out.
Right. Right. He says, let me look at the transactions on here. You can see the USD coin. And so here's, that first one. Here's all those ones that I got. Yeah. And so this was the first one that I paid for $20. I think it was like that 15 plus the $5 platform fee or something like that. And then those have been the ones coming in. Let's see. This one, how many does this guy have? 242. So yeah, maybe people doubled up. I don't know. But there's my NFT for Let's Talk Money with Joseph. Yeah.
Could be a lot more than double, right?
Yeah, I don't
Look, I can go and buy 10 Matic and then I have 10 Matic token, right? And just because that's a cryptocurrency and this is a token doesn't mean that there's a restriction. So if you wanted to buy 10 of them at $60 a piece and pay 600 instead of buying the $240 one, that's your right. Right? Total number of unique owners but you can go and see those whales if it's on chain. You can go find out what wallet owns how many.
Yeah, there might be the platform might limit you there. I'm not sure on that. But obviously, on the blockchain, you should be able to buy as many as you want unless there's some limit on the front end.
So my understanding is this is an NFT project. If it's an NFT project, then it's a layer 2 that's laying on top of a crypto. Otherwise, it's not really an NFT. So if it is an NFT, then it's on a blockchain and it is on a contract. That means that you could go and query the contract for the unique assets and unique holders of the assets.
Right.
Right. You should be able to get a list. Like if you go to OpenSea and you go look up an NFT, you can go to activity and then there'll be a list of owners, and those owners are wallets. They're not people necessarily, they're wallets.
Yeah.
But that does tell you this wallet owns 22 of this asset, and it can tell you which assets they own, and it'll start with the highest holder. So the list, the number one on the list is usually the dev list, is
Right.
the dev account.
That's a
And then
big one.
below that is usually the marketing account. And then below that is their biggest whale. So the person that's most heavily involved in buying that project and has the most of it is the person that's the next highest on the list. You know, if you, some projects, they treat the top holders better. So if you're a top 100 holder or top 50 holder or top 10 holder, then you get different kind of a perk. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. This one's a little different. And like I mentioned, the first one that I did, I had to pay in Matic. But then the other three I've paid with a credit or debit card.
You can find out if it's truly on the chain or on a chain or on a contract on a chain by going and looking at your NFT and looking up the contract. So, you know, it's on Polygon. So you can go to Polygon Scan or Polyscan, I think it is. And
Yeah,
then
that's what I'm
you'd
looking
enter
at.
that contract. And then
Yeah.
that contract would take you to tell you about those assets. And you'd be able to look at more information about that asset. Now, more than likely, you'd have to go somewhere like OpenSea to get the interface to do all that work. Right.
Okay.
But OpenSea does support Polygon. So you could go to OpenSea.io, switch to the Polygon network, and then search for that token, and then they would give you a breakdown if they list it. And they list millions of projects.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, if it's really on a chain, it's really probably available somewhere too on the secondary.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so far so good. I just, you know, when stuff was happening, I'm like, okay, the platform's telling me that I, you know, I earned this, and you know, I wanted to see it. So then I, you know, looked at the blockchain, and, you know, and saw it in my wallet. So that was all good. But yeah. So this is just it's an example where it's yeah, it wasn't it wasn't a smart contract taking the crypto on the front end, where normally that triggers everything through the smart contract. This one, they're taking the funds, you know, the old-fashioned way, traditional way.
That's not necessarily an identifier. There are organizations or projects that accept Visa or debit card, but also take crypto. And all they're doing when they're taking your Visa or your other is they're just converting it. They're just taking that and changing it over to crypto and then purchasing on your behalf.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, I can look at more of these later. I don't want to bore you guys, or you guys can look into it as well. Let me see. Nick, what did you think of this, or the concept of buying into these YouTubers? Any thoughts there?
It seems pretty good. I'm a little bit sketched out by the whole KYC giving your driver's license for this. I don't think that should be necessary personally, but and there's also the competition factor. In the future, YouTube's not going to be as dominant as it is now because it's centralized and censors a lot of things and shadow bans channel, or I don't know. I mean, there's like dozens of YouTube alternatives coming out that are also going to monetize and tokenize. So I'd look into that, like Theta and DTube and some others. So I wouldn't go too heavy in it personally.
Okay. Yeah, no, excellent point on that. If it kind of coincides with what David was talking about, all of a sudden, you know, maybe a Theta alternative is better, and these guys are like, hey, let's, you know, jump over here. Now they may be on both. I mean, like these Schlub folks that are doing their content, and I mean, they have, you know, which is real light kind of, you know, entertainment, so to speak, as opposed to the financial stuff. They may be on multiple platforms too, so we'll see. But yeah, if a Theta platform all of a sudden becomes the big one and people are bailing on YouTube, our investment here may go away. So that's a good thing to consider.
Yeah, something to be on the lookout for is those alternatives that are paying to watch rather than paying to create content. So when people find out they can make money just by sitting around being a couch potato and watching videos, that'll stimulate adoption.
Right, and those might have real easy solutions for us to, you know, earn some funds, where you go to your Theta channel or your Theta account, you log in, and then boom, that's tied to your wallet, and they're just paying out, you know, that's part of the system, that's part of their whole platform kind of thing. So yeah, I'm a long time investor in Theta. So I think
Nice.
they've got, yeah. Anyway, yeah, good to hear that name again for sure. Let's see, Susan, any comments or thoughts that you had on this or different angles? Go ahead and unmute if you can or want to jump in. Okay. Any other new projects you guys want to talk about? I know somebody had mentioned, I forgot which
Did you
one.
want to talk about Liquidix
Yeah,
today?
yeah, maybe so. Let me see if there's any other ones. I thought I mentioned
Yeah, I can
one
do
of
that
them.
last.
Okay. Oh yeah, the Pionex was the one. Have anybody been involved in that one? I know Chris had mentioned that a few times. Okay, and then the EasyBot we had talked about. I just want to give you guys a quick update on that one. The new thing now is initially you could only trade against USDT. So I was doing Matic and Cardano against USDT, and I'm still using the free 2bot account on that. But just a week or two ago, they opened up the ability to trade Ethereum against Bitcoin. And so for me, that's, and supposedly they're going to do it the other way around too. So you were always in one of these two coins, which is ideal because like the solution over here with Matic and USDT, if I've got 80% of my funds waiting to buy Matic in USDT, and all of a sudden, we start to moon, I'm sitting in USDT, and that's, kind of a losing thing. But over here on this Ethereum Bitcoin, if my funds are always in one or the other of those and we start to moon, then I'm in good shape either way. So that was kind of an interesting thing to me. So I jumped over there and started trading there. The problem is there's not as much volatility as the Matic and the Cardano that I was doing. I picked those because they were the most volatile, for trading. That's kind of what we're looking for. So just wanted to give you a quick update on that. Let's see. And so, yeah, anything else you guys had that ran across lately? I'm gonna throw out
Well,
there.
you're looking at tokens for YouTubers. There are other kinds of revenue generating tokens or projects. The one that comes to mind is Another Block. AnotherBlock.io is a company that licenses streaming content. So they get people, like their latest one was Justin Bieber song. And that one is, I think it's about $40 now on the secondary, but it'll have some form of return. I got involved in them a while back. I bought one from Ric Flair, and at the time you could do Visa or you could do crypto. I think it was ETH, and it was about $100. And it's running along at about 9% annual return. So it's not a real big winner or anything like that, but they're licensing music and big names, and you get to own a piece of the return every time somebody listens to it. So those have there are a lot of historical records that show the kinds of revenue that come from the music as it's listened to, that they can feed back and say, projections over the longer term. And they're a legitimate crypto play. You get paid in crypto when you want to cash it out. I think the revenue is updated monthly now. It was quarterly, but I think it's monthly now. I'd have to look. But anyway, there you go. There's other assets like that and projects like that are getting started because music is huge. It's a massive industry, and streaming is big. So once the content moves onto the blockchain in some way or onto the Web3 space in a decentralized way, then people pay to stream it, and that's income. So
Right. Okay. So this is, okay, like it says here, this is only streams from Spotify. So you're
Yeah,
buying
so they're
specifically into this artist on Spotify, which is
and they're not all Spotify's. They're different. So they have different amount of minted tokens on different projects, and then they have different revenue from different streams. So they've been around for a little while now, and they seem relatively stable. They haven't got a lot of traction, but they are producing returns.
okay. Okay. So like just looking at here, we're talking there's only 500 they've done. Currently the price is about $99. And this is how much of the percentage you get.
Like I said, it
And
was about 9% annual return was what I looked at it last. That's where it was running.
okay.
So it's not a huge winner, but it's a crypto version of a stock basically.
Right. No, that's great. That's great. So we can yeah, so again that's another block.io. You can check that out. Very cool. Cool. Okay.
That you can do that one without KYC.
Okay, because it's 100% crypto in
Yeah,
out
it's a real
everything.
crypto play, and you can buy and sell in a secondary, so you can get out of it anytime you want on OpenSea.
Okay, very cool. All right, thanks for sharing that. I'll definitely
Yeah, no
put it
worries.
on my list to check out. Okay, anybody else have anything to share on that? Okay, David, let's take a look at this Liquidix. How do you
Liquidix.io. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
liquid and then ix at the end if you want to do that. Or I actually emailed you a video I made about it. If you, I don't know, it's kind of a long video. It's like 20 minutes, so you don't have to do that.
Oh wow. Okay.
You can
So
just go to the website and kind of show them. Probably be easier.
okay.
And then you can email them the link later, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
So
just
let me
.io. Yeah.
bring that up. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, David's been telling me about this for a few months, and David and I go back. When was it? When
You're
did
gonna
we
go technical. Well, how long was that? Like 22 years ago when I
Yeah.
started like dealing with you for advertising for your business. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So David and I have known each other a long time. We kind of reconnected here with crypto and stuff, but I think you're not 100% conservative, but like 90%. You're not, I mean, because you do a lot of different investing in this kind of stuff. And so some of these things we've talked about, and you're like, oh no, that's no way I'm doing that. Even if it's, to me, it seemed,
Yeah.
maybe that's
Well,
okay or whatever.
some of
So
them, yeah, some of them you got to look at like it's like going to the casino. It's like, yeah, you're gonna put your money in and maybe you'll get some out. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is
yeah,
not that case. I don't promote it if I don't really believe in it. You know what I mean? I don't think that is gonna last.
right. So go ahead and share this, but I just want to give you that background that, where David's coming from, at least from my perspective, after knowing him for so long, kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
or if you want to share your screen on this, David, if that would be easier, or I don't know
It
how
doesn't
much
really
there is.
matter. I can just kind of describe it. So
Okay,
basically,
yeah, give us a rundown.
Sure. What Liquidix is originally it was formed in 2020. It's run by a famous crypto investor called Alex Muir. He has like a YouTube channel. He goes by like AM Crypto for Alex Muir for AM, and he just basically focuses on trading Bitcoin on that. But he kind of he did a lot of Bitcoin investing, and then like he finally learned how to trade it really good, and he took like $5,000 and turned it into like 2 million in Bitcoin. And then from there, he just started getting into all kinds of different crypto investments and funds. And he invested in a liquidity mining fund. And then he was like, you know what? I bet I could do this, but do it better. So he had a friend where he basically bought the rights to this proprietary AI bot system that's on the blockchain from the German government that can automate kind of basically the whole thing. So they don't have to do anything manually. The bots kind of do everything for them, adjust all the settings, do the trading, pull the money in and out. So you can handle like tons and tons of volume. I mean, that's where the other funds that try to do this kind of run into trouble. Like they're getting like hundreds, thousands of people into a fund. They're trying to like handle all these transactions, people putting money in, taking it out, and they just can't handle it. So this is kind of all run by this bot system, so they can handle all the volume. Like originally, it was only for $1 million plus investors. So he would like, you need like $1 million or more to get into this. And then he kind of, a couple of months ago in April, he opened up kind of like a crowdfunding style. So basically anyone can put in like, it's like minimum like $50 investment. I recommend putting in at least 100, because it kind of unlocks your referral ability to earn referral rewards. Also, like the amount of interest you earn per month, it's easier to withdraw it when it's a little bit higher. It's like a $5 minimum withdrawal. You know what I mean? So you want to earn enough interest so that you're getting at least $5. You know what I mean? But it's just automating liquidity mining on Uniswap is basically what it is, and they're doing it all for you, so you don't have to do it. Now there is one major sucky part, which is they have a very high front-loaded fee. They do charge a 30% marketing deposit fee on your deposit, so you take a big hit right up front. But you can withdraw at any time. It's not locked in. It's not one of those you earn this much money over this much time and you get it at the end. You get a monthly profit payment. They send you an email at the end of the month saying, hey, this is how much money we made. It's somewhere between like 6 to 7.5% per month compounding interest. So it's about a 5 to 6 month break even point. So it is like, don't put your money in and then pull it out right away because you just paid a 30% fee, and then then you're only earning money on the money in your account. So you want to leave it in there, let it compound. So long story short, in about 1 year, you're going to make about 50% profit. In 2 years, you're going to make about 4 times your deposit. And in about 4 years, whatever you deposit will become like your monthly income. So if you were to put in like 1,000, in like a year, you'd have like 1,500. In 2 years, you'd have like 4,000 or like 5,000 because you have your initial deposit. And then in like 4 years, you're going to be making like 1,000 a month off of it if you never took any money out. And then there's also, you can earn referral commissions. There's like bonuses if you like invite a certain number of people in, like it's called your team turnover, like the people below you, how much money they put in. You can get bonuses for like that, and you can earn extra interest and stuff too. So there's other ways to make money on it too, to get money faster. But that's nice because you can withdraw at any time. You're not locked in like a lot of other crypto platforms are like you have to lock your money up for a month, 3 months, 6 months. I mean, this one you can withdraw at any time. You know what I mean? Which is nice.
But the money that's in there is not on the blockchain. It's in your account with them.
Yeah, it's technically it is, because they take your money and they put it into a liquidity pool on Uniswap. That's what they're doing. You know what I mean? So, but you have your own separate kind of account with them, and the balance is there, so like you can withdraw at any time. There's like a 3% withdrawal fee, so they get you there to kind of cover their transaction costs.
Yeah,
but that's pretty much it. So I just think it's going to last a long time. So I put like 15 grand into it myself. So.
Okay. And so like you said, it's basically automating liquidity. One, yeah, which is the biggest one. Yeah. So I got into it with Pancake Swap, and you're always like chasing this one, that one back and forth. And so they're just doing that for us.
Yeah, I tried the same thing. I tried liquidity mining, and like it was when the crypto market was booming, it was great, but then it wasn't going up as fast as just the crypto itself was. So I would have been better just buying and holding. And then like on the way down, then you end up losing more, and then like there's like all the impermanent loss stuff, and then you have to kind of babysit it. And I don't like babysitting investments. I just want to put my money in and then let someone else do all the work and then just get money. You know what I mean?
Right. The whole passive goal that
passive income. Yeah.
We all should have. Yeah. Hey, it looks like Gabe was unmuted. Go ahead, Gabe.
Yeah, I was going to ask David, and how long you been in the project, David?
It got opened up to the public since April, so I've been in there since April. I got in towards the end of April, so you get like whenever you put in your deposit
this year,
however many days are left in the month, it's kind of prorated for that many days of the month. You know what I mean? So I'm about 4.5 months in, so I should break even in a month or two, roughly a month. I think I'll be just barely below break even at the end of September. And then after that, it's all kind of gravy. So my plan is after 2 years, kind of just pull back out my initial investment. And by then I'll have so much in my account, it'll kind of regain that much in a couple months later, and then it'll just keep compounding and growing like really fast, and then you can pull out like half the compound interest each month. You know what I mean? So my plan is to be pulling out like in like 3 or 4 years, be pulling out like 5,000 a month from this thing, and it still be growing at the same time. You know what I mean? That's kind of my thoughts on it.
Yeah, and I think Gabe was asking, it was April of this year, and just to clarify,
This year is
April
when
of
it
23.
so 2020 is when it was founded, but only to like $1 million plus investors. April of this year is when it opened up to the public, like a crowdfunding style through this website here, Liquidix. So it's only been available since like mid-April roughly.
And the company's located where?
They technically are registered in Austria. I downloaded their like business license that they created, but the guy is like multimillionaire, travels all over the world, like so I'm not sure where they don't have like a I don't think they have like a set office somewhere that you can visit. It's all kind of just done on people's computers, like overseeing the bots, you know what I mean? So
do you need KYC as well for verification?
No, you don't. You just sign up and then send in your money.
The other thing too is, now since you've been in it quite a while, is there any hidden agendas, like any fees that they transact over a period of time? Sometimes they implement things that you read and then they say, hey, where did this come up?
Like some kind of surprise fees, you mean?
Exactly.
No, they haven't had any kind of surprise fees. There is like a 20 USDT registration fee, and that they need to change the wording on it, because like they had it from like when it was before it launched. They had it there, and it still says sign up for the pre-launch. Like they need to change that to like just register. You know what I mean? So that's a little bit. I reminded them of that like a couple months ago. I need to bug them again about that. Hey, you need to change the wording on this thing. So, and then after that, it's just when you make a deposit, there's like a deposit fee.
So they
I can actually.
Do
you want to give me the screen share, and I can kind of log into my account?
Yeah. Let me stop sharing here.
Let me go in. I got a bunch of.
Yeah. So it sounds like they kind of work the bugs out with those $1 million folks, and obviously the volume picked up when they let $50 folks get involved. But yeah. And I did put in the chat, I did put a link to join if anybody's interested. But yeah, go ahead and.
Hey, David, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm gonna have to go soon, but I wanted to let you know the website of that thing I mentioned earlier. It's not DEGA, it's DEGA, DEGA.org. And it's about building in Web3 and Metaverse. It seems pretty exciting to me. So it just went live. And also Visa's partnering with Solana to accept Solana as payments. So that's pretty huge. And, Costco only accepts a Visa.
So like payments to pay your Visa card each month?
I'm not entirely sure how that works, but it's just something bullish for Solana I thought I'd throw out there.
Yeah, no, appreciate that. And I brought up the DEGA.org.
Maybe Brad can email that out so that it's hard to remember. Just if he emails it out, he would help everyone to check it out.
Okay, yeah, and that was
and I got to go in a couple minutes too, but I just want to show you this really quick.
Okay.
So I put in 15,000 originally, and then this is like my monthly profit. So like April was 7.26, May was this much, June, July, August. So it fluctuates between like 6 to 7.5%. And then so this is like how much I made each month, you know what I mean? So the first month I was only in a couple days, so it's only a little bit, and then 740, 840, so it's going to keep growing and compounding each month. I should hopefully hit my break even. I'll probably be just below the break even after the next month. And then after that, I'll be kind of in the plus territory, and then it'll just grow. So just into the, it's supposed to be the first of the month we get it, but it actually usually happens the day before the first of the month, where you get the actual profit kind of email and reflected on your account. So that's kind of nice, getting paid early. I like that.
So that shows up in your account, and if you want to pull out $500, you can do that, and then the rest.
The only thing that's a little bit annoying is like you have to withdraw them like individually. Because the reason why
Oh.
they did this is because, like, actually we go back to the dashboard. Originally it was right here where like there was like a withdrawal, but people like they put in their money and then they immediately withdrew it all, and they're trying to like prevent them from doing that because it's like
They're losing, yeah.
well, they think they're used to the other crypto funds where your money, like you put in money and then it's just going to generate profit, and then you just withdraw the little bits of profit at a time. So they're used to that kind of like as soon as you can withdraw your money, you do it. You know what I mean? Just to be safe,
Right,
sort of
right.
thing. So it's like, well, this isn't like those other ones that lock up your money and pay you out only profit. Like the money in your account is just your money. You know what I mean? You're not pulling out profit, you're just pulling out your principal, and you just lost 30%. So don't do that. You know, that's bad business.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
you're just paying 30% for nothing. You know what I mean? So that's the reasoning why they why this withdrawal button has like a zero available balance. But if I were to go to the finance and withdraw like withdraw this, you can do that. I can withdraw, like
But
25
you could
bucks.
still withdraw the 13,000 if you wanted to.
Yeah, I would just have to do it like everyone individually, and then with your other one, yeah, I could withdraw like all of it. Yeah, basically.
Okay. Crazy. Yeah. Yeah. That I can't believe. Yeah. People would do that and then pull it out right away. But you're right. If that's what they're used to, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they may be coming from node season where there were a lot of projects like this and it seemed great, and then the tokens just crashed and everyone lost everything. So if you get your money out soon, that's works out to right on house money, But thanks for letting us know about this. It seems really cool.
Yeah, it's just one of the tools in your tool belt. You know what I mean? Never put all your eggs in one basket. You know what I mean? I say never put more than 10% into one thing. If you have a bigger portfolio, never more than 5%. It's kind of my general rule. You know what I mean? But it's worth, put some money in, let it grow. My goal is always like pull back my initial investment plus have a bunch left over to keep growing. And then you're just playing with house money. You know what I mean? So my 2 years, I'll pull out my initial investment and I'll still have, like a lot of money in there, and then it'll just keep generating profit and pull out like some each month and let it grow also at the same time. It's my strategy. So hopefully it works out, but I think it's going to be around for a long time. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, sounds great. I mean, that's a pretty huge monthly return. I mean, annually, that's pretty unheard of in TradFi. So
yeah. And like there's a lot of places that are, I call them just the Ponzi scheme funds that are basically, oh, we'll pay you out 1% a day, 2% a day. Like it's so hard to generate enough profit to pay those out. Those are all like 99% just Ponzi schemes. This is like a realistic, actual functioning profit generating company. You know what I mean? It's not unrealistic. It's just liquidity mining.
Yeah.
It's
just
good,
automated it for us.
Yeah. You make it easy for you. I think it's worth to pay the fee. You could just do it yourself. You can just create, go to Uniswap, log in, connect your wallet. You can deposit money into a pool, see how that goes for you, see how well you do. You know what I mean? How much you have to kind of watch it. And I've tried it before and it never works out as good as I think it will. So I'd rather just let them do it for me. You know what I mean? So that's just my thought. So,
yeah,
but
cool. Okay.
I got another Zoom I got to jump on, so I got to get going. But thanks for letting me share. Appreciate it. And Brad has a referral link, so he'll email that out to everyone. Use Brad's referral link if you want to sign up. And I also emailed him a video I made to give a kind of more in-depth explanation about how it was formed and the founder and everything. So you can email that to everybody too.
Okay. Yeah, I'll share that. And Nick's info on Dega and
send that out to everybody.
Cool. Okay, thanks, David. Anybody else have any comments? Talk to you soon.
There you go. Thanks. Stop share, and then
let's see. Susan, we didn't hear from you. Any comments, questions?
Well, I had to step away to assist my mom.
Oh, no worries.
So I missed part of it. Okay, good. I'm back now.
Okay. Any questions?
I'll probably read a lot. I'll have to read the minutes. And
yeah, and we'll have the video.
Okay.
I always like to ask, folks, where are you on your crypto journey? Are you just kind of getting started, or just looking?
I haven't started yet. So I'm still I'm still just trying to understand why the reason I want to do it is to like not for an investment, but just to use it. And I don't see much application for that.
That's been the challenge, to use, to buy a tank of gas or groceries or dinner or something like that. Yeah, that doesn't happen a whole lot. Yeah, there's ways to have like a Coinbase card and it's like a regular debit card, and it pulls out of the USD funds in your account, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, that's one area that the public hasn't caught up with us early adopters.
Yes, yes. And then another thing is initially I was attracted because the IRS wasn't involved. And now they seem to be gaining more and more control. So I don't know. Like, did they keep track of it in perpetuity?
Well, I mean, they can track, everything that's on the blockchain, but it's only identified by a wallet address. So they don't know your wallet address, my wallet address, etc.
I
But
see.
we are, required to report, gains and losses, with our tax return each year. And we talk about that. There's tools to help with that reporting and that kind of thing. If you look at some of our recordings, like from I think in the spring, and then I think in October of
I
a
remember
year
some.
ago. Okay.
Yes.
So we have that, but yeah, that's this isn't some black market thing that we're hiding and
Right.
things. So, and if you make 100 grand in this and you pay, 20 grand in taxes, you still made 80 or whatever. So
Sure.
we've got to be legit on that. And then the other thing is you do get to report losses too. So sometimes we have losses, and so those can offset the gains and that kind of thing. So we definitely want to do all that. Okay.
I'd
Okay.
like to say that there are ways to use your crypto in the real world, even today. Like crypto.com has a credit card that lets you spend your crypto, and there's going to be a lot more of that coming in the near future. And Coinomi wallet lets you spend crypto in the form of giving you gift cards that you can use for major stores.
Yeah, that's
That's
been another popular way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, Coinomi.
Coinomi. Okay.
Yeah. But I got to scoot.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah, I think we'll call it a meeting, and look forward to next time. I don't have a topic yet, but if you guys have any ideas, feel free to shoot me an email for topics and that kind of thing. And then in a couple weeks, for those of us in the Fresno area, we'll be meeting over on Willow at the Me and Ed's over there, whatever Sunday that is. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for the meeting, and we'll see you next time. Have a good afternoon.
Have a great afternoon.
Thanks, Brad.
Take care.
Thank you, Brad. Bye.
Thanks.